Hello and welcome to the Climbing Daily Friday Gear Show. Last week we looked at the history of low volume shoes, how they got from the initial concept to the modern versions that we have today. We used Unparallel's TN Pro and TN Pro L.V as examples to this, but I wanted to take these shoes a little bit further. Try them out indoors, preferably at the same time, and see what the differences are and how they performed. The TN Pro was created with help from Tomoe Narasaki. He's an Olympian and a pro comp climber and part of that really strong Japanese team. He wanted an aggressive shoe designed for indoor climbing and comps. So before I tell you my opinion, let's have a look at the TN Pro and the TN Pro L.V and see the similarities and differences between them. Starting with the obvious, the TN Pro is yellow, the L.V model is a kind of teal. Both shoes have an aggressive downturn and stiff midsole to offer support on small edges. There's a slingshot heel design, which wraps around the back of your heel and foot, which improves sensitivity and support for hard heel hooks. The toes are more rounded than you might expect, and this shape means you have a bit of a margin for error when doing dynamic foot movements. The shape allows your foot to move and adjust a little bit when hitting that hold. To go with the heel, there is a large toe patch on the front for toe hooking. The L.V is based on a different last than the TN Pro. It's designed for people with narrower feet and the proportions has been changed accordingly. The rubber is also different. Both use RH or Real Honor rubber, which is sticky and durable, but the normal version has 4.2mm while the L.V uses 3.5. That difference means that if you're lighter, the L.V's thinner rubber allows the shoe to feel and perform like it was intended on the normal one. Because the TN Pro is more of a gym or indoor shoe, we went to the Arkose Gym near Geneva to try them out. Now, sizing wise, usually I'm a UK 9 street shoe size and I went for UK 8 in both the models to try to keep things consistent. Now, because it's a high performance shoe, I wanted my toes to be crimped up and to eliminate dead spots from it. Throughout the session, I wore the TN Pro and the L.V on different feet. I swapped it around to give it a real test. So, what did I think? I generally have fairly flat and narrow feet. And I guess I'm on the lighter side of the men's weight spectrum at around 63 kilograms. Let's chat about the fit. There was less material over the top of the shoe with the L.V model. My foot seemed to sit better in the L.V. My heel was properly seated and my foot didn't move around in the shoe as much. The TN Pro was good, but the fit was better for my foot with the L.V. My toes hurt more on the normal shoe, perhaps due to the extra space forcing my toes harshly downwards when I moved. Once again, the heel fitted better on the L.V. It was more secure when doing heel hooks. So that's the fit. Where things got really interesting for me was when we were edging and looking at the rubber on the shoes. Now, as discussed last week, a lot of brands call L.V shoes women's shoes, and that's because they are often the largest end user group for L.V shoes. For example, think of someone like Terry. She is much lighter than me, and that 4.2mm of rubber on the normal TN Pro is going to feel too thick and clunky. She won't feel the hold, and it won't work as intended. For her, that 3.5mm is much better, and the L.V will perform like the normal version. My weight is somewhere in between, so what happened when I tried them both out is I noticed different characteristics with that rubber. The normal TN Pro felt stiff and a little better at edging than the L.V. It supported me more through the midsole. When climbing, the TN Pro felt extremely precise, and it allowed me to put a lot of power down from my body to the hold. The L.V was more sensitive. I could feel the nuances of the hold and have a better understanding of what I was standing on. Because it's softer for me, I felt a bit more of a roll on edges, but the improvement came when I was walking on volumes and slabs. When I tried on the LV, well, it almost felt like a different model. Way softer and better at smearing and just more sensitivity overall. I particularly noticed it when I was standing on a small edge with both shoes right up on the toes. They felt different. So which one would I pick? Well, it's difficult because I'm a little bit on the fence. For sure, the LV model fits my feet better. With some Unparallel shoes, I have an excess of material and the heel is not great for me. The LV eliminates that problem and it's uber comfortable. However, if I didn't get the normal TN Pro, I'd miss the edging ability of this thing. Because it's stiffer and thicker, I can stand and put the power down on little tiny edges, and I like to do that. That's my climbing style. If I was looking for a shoe to breach the gap between indoor and outdoor, let's say Magic Wood crimps, I'd be packing the normal TN Pro. So maybe LV for indoor climbing and comfort, and the TN Pro for outdoors and if I want to have an edging project. Make sure you check out the last video about the history of LV shoes and how we got here, link down below. And if you want to pick any of these models up, well, there's a link to the EpicTV shop. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.